Hi students, we're going to look at Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Chapter 1 is about place value. For Lesson 1, we're looking at place value through the millions. Students will be able to read and write whole numbers through the millions. All right, let's take a look at a place value chart that goes all the way up through the billions. Now today we're focusing here on the ones period, the thousands period, and the millions period. Inside of each period are the ones, tens, and hundreds places. Now what's a period? It's a grouping of 3 digits that are separated by a comma. So this green section is a period, the yellow section is a period, the blue section, and then the orange section. On the far right, the smallest place value is the ones. And the ones, tens, and hundreds are part of the ones period. And then we see that we have ones, tens, and hundreds again, but they're in the thousands period. So this place would be 1,000. This is the 10,000, and this is the 100,000. And then we have the millions period. 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. So what I could do is write a number and then place it into my place value chart. So let's say I have this number. Here's my number, and I want to put it in my place value chart. So I'm going to start on the right with my 9 and put it over here in the 1 section. And then I'm going to continue putting the numbers in, making sure that I don't leave any out. So now my number is in the place value chart. This will help me to read the number and put the number in expanded form. So if I wanted to read this number and write it in word form, I need to pay attention to the place value and these commas. So let's get to writing that number. I'm going to start with my millions period. Okay, that's the millions period. And if I read just the digits in the millions period, I see 62. So to write this out in word form, I want to write out 62. Sorry about that. That's my... All right. Sorry about that. I had to put my dog outside. Okay. So 62, and then I see a comma. Every time you see a comma, you need to say the name of a period. So what was the period where 62 was located? 62 is in the millions. So when I write this in word form, I need to write 62 million. And I'm putting the comma there, just like it was in the number. Now I want to move on to the next period. Right here, I see a 3-digit number. Let's read the 3-digit number. 520. So I would write out 520. And again, I see a comma. So whenever there's a comma, you need to write the word of that period. So what was the period for 520? That was the thousands period. So I need to write 520,000. And I'm putting that comma right back in there. And then lastly, I'm going to finish up with my ones period. How do we read this number? Be careful. This is not 490. This is not 409. This is 4 tens and 9 ones, which is 49. So I finish by writing 49. You don't have to write ones after that. That would not be how we would write this number in word form. There's no comma, so we just leave it at 49. So, how do we write that number in word form? 62,520,049. Next, we're going to expand that number. All right, so now let's write this number in expanded form. Now, in 4th grade, you wrote expanded form a certain way, but in 5th grade, we write expanded form a little differently. So, for expanded form, again, it's very helpful if you use your place value chart. So what I'm going to do is, starting with my greatest digit, my greatest value, I'm going to write a parenthesis, and then I'm going to put the digit inside of that parenthesis. So I'm working with the digit 6. Now I want to multiply that digit by its place value. So 6 is in the 10 millions place value. You might wonder what that looks like. 10 million looks like this. Okay, and then I could go ahead and do that for 1 million. This might help you out. 100,000, 10,000, 1,000, 100, 10, and 1. So you'll need those to write your expanded form. All right, so let's go back to that 6. 6 is in the 10 millions. So I'm going to write 6 times 10 million. So each digit gets put in parentheses with its place value. Now to that, I'm adding in the next digit and its place value. 2 is in the 1 millions. So in parentheses, I'll write 2 times 1 million. Now I move to the 5 plus. The 5 is in the 100,000. So it's worth 5 times 100,000. Plus our next digit, 2, is in the 10,000s. So I write 2 times 10,000. When there's a 0 in your number, you don't have to write that in expanded form. So I can skip over the thousands, I can skip over the hundreds, and go to my next digit, 4. 4 is in the tens. So I do 4 times 10. And then 9 is in my ones. So I write 9 times 1. So there is the expanded form for that number. Now in 4th grade, what you learned how to do when you expanded was you took out this multiplication and parentheses and you wrote it as if it was already multiplied. So the 4th grade version would have looked like this. 60 million, because 6 is in the 10 millions, plus 2 million, because 2 is in the millions, plus 500,000, because 5 is in the 100,000s, plus 20,000, because 2 is in the 10,000s, plus 40, because 4 is in the tens, plus 9, because 9 is in the ones. So this is how you would have done it last year, but this is how we're going to use expanded form in 5th grade. Okay, so there we have our word form, our expanded form from our number in standard form. All right, one other thing for this lesson would be to identify the place value of different numbers, different digits. So let's say I have this number. I would read that as 865,201,543. And then I could ask you a question such as, what is the digit that is in the 10 millions place? So which digit is in the 10 millions place? Okay, so you could use your place value chart and you could copy that number in there. And figure it out that way. The 10 million place is the 6. So the digit in the 10 millions is a 6. I could also ask you about the value of different digits. So what is the value of the 8? So if I want to know the value of the 8, I could again look at my place value chart. The 8 is in the 100 millions. So if I have 800 millions, I have 800 million. All right. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, let your teacher know. Please like and subscribe to help my videos on YouTube. Bye.